Gravity. Gravity is the property of possessing too much weight. Okay? We've added too much gross domestic metallic weight through the production of heavy metals, specifically iron, gold, silver, lead. And if you look at the periodic table of idiotic elements, okay, what's right at the dead center of it all? That's atomic number 26. That'd be ferrum. Now, ferrum, or being ferrous, okay, that's also termed iron, okay? They named it iron, but the symbol for it is Fe, and that stands for ferrum. So I want people to understand this. They tell us that we need all of this iron in our blood. And if you've ever tasted your own blood, it tastes like a metal. So ask yourself that question. If iron is the heaviest weighted metal of all the metals, what do you think it does to your body? Okay. Doctors, now some of them are very smart people, but again, they were all trained by the same science, okay, by the AMA, okay, which the AMA was started and funded by the Rockefellers, okay. In 1945 and before that, the Rockefellers started paying to have top scientists from Germany who were part of the Nazi Party. They came over and started. They helped build out the American Medical Association. Okay. Now I just had a beautiful baby boy. Okay, that Stephanie gave birth to, and they kept talking about the iron levels. How they wanted to check the baby's iron levels and the mom's iron levels. They want to do all these tests. Stephanie refused them all. Baby's fine, breastfeeding, both mom and baby are healthy. But ask yourself this question: why do they want so much iron in our blood supply? Okay. Now keep in mind, the American Red Cross, they're like little vampire mosquitoes. Okay, they drain America for more blood than is needed at hospitals. Your red blood cells, they only last for 14 days. So when you take blood out of your body, that blood only lasts for 14 days. It has to go in somebody within 14 days, no matter what temperature you keep it at, okay? And you have to keep it at the right temperature for those red blood cells to stay alive, okay? So there's this story in the Minneapolis Tribune from, I believe, 1908, okay, which you can look up. It's the house at 1122 Johnson Street, okay? There was a family living there called the Barons. And what they were doing was they were making actual gold, which you can do with blood. You need a very hot coke oven, okay, or with a furnace, water, and gas. And I think some of the ingredients were licorice, a few other herbs and spices, and blood, okay? And once you heat that up long enough, okay, it forms into gold, okay? So that's why the American Red Cross drains Americans of so much blood, is because all the leftover blood that they can't get rid of, okay, it goes to these facilities that they make gold out of, okay? And that's your blood. So I wish people would keep that in mind. If you look at the periodic table of elements as well, almost every single element is what? A metal, okay? And if you look at the noble gases, okay, that's for the rich nobility, okay? Noble gases. So look at the periodic idiotic table of elements. It's the reason why women bleed every month, okay? And they call it a menstrual cycle, okay? The guy that invented the periodic idiotic table of elements, his name was Howard Mendeleev. So I wish women would understand that. You're not supposed to bleed every month. You're supposed to have a cycle for birth, but you're not supposed to bleed, okay? Tampons weren't implemented until the late 1800s, okay? And the reason why the entire periodic idiotic table of elements is surrounded around metals and money is the more and more weight we add, okay, the harder we stick to planet Earth, the more gravity we add. Okay, gravity is simply too much weight and then results in pressure from above. Every action below results into an equal to or greater to opposite reaction from above. Okay, so more weight we add, okay, the more pressure from above. And that's why we stay grounded. And that's why they want so much iron in our blood supply, for an array of reasons, but mainly so we stay stuck here. Okay, love you. Have a great day.